So next we are going to look at how magnets are stored. If you want your magnets to stay for a long time, how do you keep them? Storage of magnets. So the question there is, explain how magnets are stored. How do you keep magnets? So this is what you do. If I have here two magnets, this one is a magnet, north and south. This is one magnet. Then this is also north and south. This is also another magnet. These ones we call them keepers. This one is a keeper. This one is also a keeper. So we have two keepers, this one and this one. Then we have two magnets, this one and this one. We shall explain what a keeper is. So basically we have two magnets, this one and this one. So if you want your magnets to stay for a long time, don't just leave a magnet to stay there alone. You see? You bring them in pairs. If you leave your magnet to stay there alone, with the time it will lose magnetism. And if it loses magnetism, that process is called what? You see this word? Self-demagnetization. The magnet loses magnetism by itself. You see? So if you don't want your magnets to lose magnetism by themselves, what do? Keep the magnets in pairs. You see? You bring two magnets together, but make sure that you put them in such a way that the opposite poles face each other, near each other. North near the south. The north of one magnet near the south of the other one. The south of the other magnet near the north of this one. Then you bring a magnetic material, small pieces of iron. This is a small piece of iron. When you bring iron near a magnet, what will these magnets do? They will attract. This one will attract the iron. This one also will attract the what? The iron. And as we said, iron is a magnetic material. It can easily be attracted by a magnet. Once this iron has been magnetized, it also becomes a what? A magnet. So one side of the iron becomes the north, one side becomes what? The south. The part which is near the south pole of the magnet becomes the north. Then the part which is near the north pole of the magnet becomes what? South. So this one also becomes what? A magnet. The same story here. You bring another small piece of iron. When you put it here, these two magnets are going to attract this iron. And after attracting, the iron also becomes what? A magnet. So the part of the iron near the north pole of the magnet becomes the south. And the part of the iron which is near the south pole becomes what? North. So at the end of the day, you are having north, south, north, south, north, south, north, south. What does that mean? There's going to be attraction all over. And therefore, the magnetism will not be what? Lost. Because the south pole of the magnet is not just left there free, alone. The north pole is not just left free. The same story with this one. So these ones, we call them what? Keepers. They are the ones ensuring that they are making sure that the magnetism is not lost. So let us see in writing what we can say. That to prevent a magnet from self-demagnetization, if you don't want a magnet to lose its magnetism when it is just alone there, what do? Magnets are stored in pairs with their opposite poles adjacent. You see? You keep the magnets in pairs, not one. You put them, two of them, but with the opposite poles, north near south, north near south. You see? So to prevent magnets from self-demagnetization, magnets are stored in pairs with their opposite poles adjacent, with small pieces of iron, which we now call keepers. Those small pieces of iron which you bring, they are called what? Keepers. And they are placed across their ends. You see? So you bring your keeper, you place it here, towards the ends of the magnet here. Then you bring another keeper, you also put towards the end of the magnet. You see? So what do these keepers do? First of all, the keepers are attracted by the magnet. Secondly, the keepers are magnetized by induction. They become magnets. And therefore, they become induced magnets. You see? They are magnetized by induction, and they themselves become what? Magnets. So if they become magnets, what do? Their ends neutralize the poles of the bar magnet. You see? Once these keepers have become magnets, they neutralize. Neutralizing means if this is north, the keeper will become south. If this is south, the keeper becomes what? North. So the keeper will make sure that it is north neutralizes the south of the magnet. It is a south neutralizes the north of the magnet. The same story here. The north of the keeper neutralizes the south of the magnet. The south of the keeper neutralizes what? The north of the magnet. That's why we are saying the keepers are magnetized by induction and they become induced magnets. And because they become induced magnets, one side of the keeper becomes north, one side becomes what? South. So by doing that, they are neutralizing. Their ends neutralize the poles of the bar magnet. And if they do that, thus the domains in both magnets and keepers form closed loops with no free poles. So these keepers will ensure that if this is north, this one, the keeper becomes south. If this is south, this one becomes north. So that these poles of the magnet are not just free there. So the keepers will ensure that the magnets have no free poles. Because if they have a free pole, like if this south is alone, this north is also alone, this magnet will lose magnetism because the poles are just left there free. But now the keepers are keeping them busy to make sure that there is no pole which is what? Free. That's what we are saying. You see? So, thus the domains in both magnets and keepers form closed loops with no free poles. You see? And then lastly, this prevents the magnets from losing magnetism. So, these keepers will ensure that these poles of the magnets are not just free there. So, there is no free pole here. From south, you go to north. From south, you go to north. Like that. So, there is no free what? So, at the end of the day, these two magnets will not lose magnetism because the keepers are making sure that the magnetism is maintained within. So that's how you store magnets. You see how we have marked? When they say explain, you don't just write one sentence and you have explained. You draw the diagram and then you make sure you explain. Make sure that all the points that the examiner wants are there. As you see, I have ticked there.